Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Pat Trading Partners along with Bob Igino. Don't mind this bar, I don't know why it's turned green. It's technically a red bar, it just keeps flashing back and forth. Maybe because it's a long weekend here in the US and it's tired. So remember, markets closed on Monday for US markets for Memorial Day. See, we're blinking back and forth. Gap up in Tesla, then all the way down to close near its lows, closing at 190.20, still holding. Key pivot point from yesterday. So projected the minor levels down 177.20 based off this being a now confirmed swing low, 177.20 and 168.19. So retracement areas, your major area next week to watch is about this 204 to 205.50. I'm going to call it about 204.25 to 205.50 right in here. Declining rotation zone, 25% retracement, and so that's, and we had this little shelf right here. So that's going to be a major resistance on any rally. If we do get above that area, then watch for that gap fill we've talked about many times. To the downside, we just laid off those minor levels. Let me switch over to the weekly since this is the end of week wrap up. Here we go with the weekly wrap up. You can see another major red bar. Look at all these gaps left behind. So this technically isn't a swing low, but I wanted to get an idea of, because we don't have a recovery bar or a pausing bar yet. For example, see back up here, so this would have been the prior major swing low because the next bar was actually inside bar, green bar that gave us a little pause here. So that was a weekly swing low, so we could do a level there. But I just want to keep going down to see if Tesla can't find much of a bid right now. It's in full-blown bearish mode. As you can see, it's even pulled pretty far away from its rotation zone. So if it were to return to a weekly rotation zone, I mean, we'd be looking back. I'd be watching really about the 230 area because that would converge there. That would be the whole 62.5% retracement from this big 3-bar down move. Not saying that's going to happen. If it did, that would be your major area of resistance. Until there, these little lighter red lines are from assuming, if we were going to assume this was a weekly swing low, then we'd be looking to get an idea. Next major area is 160.80, so essentially 160, then 135.37. Let's see here. 160.80, 135.37. Can I get... How do I do this? Without... Alright, so we can go all the way over here. So this... I'm just looking to see where that takes us. So that takes us pretty much, this is the another end of this clear path, this opening on this weekly candle, which comes about 157, 158. So that 160 level is going to end up with this section of clear path. And then below that, this 135 level is cutting over into this minor support zone all the way back from 2013. So we haven't seen this price, the prices we're trading at right now, since December 2016. And there was this key support in December, in June, and back in March of 2015, and back in January of 2015. So there is some key support in here. Now, if this keeps going lower, and this key support's broken, which I'd be watching really this 177.20, this minor projection level, because that, if you cut across here, that level is below this little shelf. We did dip below either, but there's no good support coming in here. And you can see right here, if we go back over here, it's below this little area and below this little area. So if we do hit this 177.20, I'd be watching that. All this key support then will be key resistance on any rallies. So that's sort of your bigger picture look on Tesla. Again, there's no bottoming signal. We can even jump down to a shorter time frame. Let's see. Let's go to a 4-hour. Just see what's going on in the 4-hour here. And you can see, I hope, let me zoom in a bit more. All right, there we go. See, on the... We gapped up then today. Here's the rotation zone on the 4-hour. So the bottom of the rotation zone. It was holding. We finally closed into the rotation zone. Then we start watching the other side, gap up just below the other side of the rotation zone, and then sell back down. So that's why if you're watching something on a shorter term chart, getting above 200, the rotation zone is coming in pretty much exactly at 200. So since we're closed Monday, looking for trading on Tuesday, any move, especially on a 4-hour closing basis, above 200 could signify that there might be a small rally. Now remember, we're going against the rotation zone on the weekly and the daily, so I'm not saying that's a bullish move. That's where you start getting really cautious. If you're a day trader, that's one thing, taking advantage of some of this, or a very short-term trader. All right, I'm going to try to grab a quick correction. Really what this is looking at for us is on any rallies that we're looking for sellable opportunities, because we're expecting it to rotate back down. So we're watching the key, some of the key points, and then looking for rotations back down. We're not trying to bottom pick this stock. The fundamentals are horrible. They're announcing more cost-cutting measures. They're having some major cash flow problems. We'll have to see how the numbers come out and the auto deliveries come out for Q2, because remember, Elon guided 90 to 100,000. Think that they're going to miss below that. There may be a substantial miss, and then that would not be good for, again, their balance sheet and their cash. Even though they just raised, they're still under a lot of pressure as they're really cutting a lot of corners and cutting back on all the expenditures. So we're just gonna have to see how that plays out long term. So fundamentally, this stock is in bearish mode, and technically it's in bearish mode. So be very careful with any long positions. Know where your profit targets are if you're trading from the long side, and also know where your stops are. And you should do the same anyways for this if you're trading from the short side, because this stock can always surprise people and rip your face off if you're short it on some weird rallies or a short squeeze. That's what we have for you. Everybody have a great holiday weekend, and we'll talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.